So then we try like our first ever bat review, and it was the Meta Power. It's a horrible video. It's terrible, and I think it's still up. I'm literally in my backyard recording the front-facing camera on my like 2017 MacBook, and like unboxing the bat. We do this terrible review with terrible baseballs inside a cage, bad lighting, weird angle, but we're having so much fun. And that's when the idea clicked in that notes section of baseball business ideas. Like I had probably 8 ideas on there, and I was really stretching with a lot of them. And then one that wasn't even on there was create a baseball bat review YouTube channel. Really, I think like we've done an awesome thing, and we're in an amazing spot right now where it's like the community of like the baseball bat bros and what the brand represents is like really what people like.
Okay, so I do want to talk about bats here. We've
Sure.
got you here. You've swung so many bats. How many swings do you think you took last year? And welcome back to the Batter Up Podcast, where we swing for the fences in every episode. Today, I am joined by arguably the most influential person in the entire bat industry.
Wow.
He played catcher at the University of Utah.
Yep.
And his YouTube channel, The Baseball Bat Bros, just eclipsed 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. I am stoked to introduce all of you to today's guest. He's one of the best guys in the game. Welcome to the show, Will Taylor.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. Repping the Chiefs today.
Let's go.
Big playoff game coming up on Monday. Who got
So I'm a little worried because this is probably going to come out after the fact, but
Are you not a Chiefs fan?
I am a Chiefs fan.
So
So I'm just saying, like, it's going to come out after the fact that we played the Dolphins. I think we beat them. I think we're the better team,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know about it after that. The next round, like we get into Buffalo, we get into go up to Baltimore. That's tough.
Oh, so and when this comes out, we're gonna already know the result of the Dolphins
Exactly.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
Dolphins are down bad, boys. I don't know. I think the Chiefs got it locked.
Okay.
You got Mahomes and Andy Reid. That's all you need.
Yeah, it is going to be 2 degrees outside.
I mean, Tyreek's a dog. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
it's exactly. Arrowhead in
Cold.
sub-zero temperatures, man.
Yeah.
Tough environment.
So I was there last year at the AFC Championship game against the Bengals.
Uh-huh.
It was like 9 degrees, and I was cold, like from my feet up to my like stomach was just frozen. The concrete ground, like you don't sit during those games. You're standing. It's just cold. And I was like, man, this is awesome. But am I aging out of wanting to be at a 9-degree game?
Yeah,
I
you guys
think I'm
lost
just
that game too, huh?
soft. No, they won that one.
Oh, that's right.
They even won it. And I
Thinking
was
the year
like,
before.
man, that was cold. The year before they did lose. Yeah. So we got our revenge. Then we won the Super Bowl. Man, I think they win. They have to.
Yeah, I think so.
It's hard to root against, or it's hard to like bet against that core of Mahomes and Reid.
I think if anyone beats them, it's the Niners.
Oh yeah, you are a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
So that takes us right to our next point. What is it that you do? And could you tell us how you got started? Like what are the Bat Bros?
Yeah. It's kind of a long story. So in short, we are a YouTube channel that reviews baseball bats. And that's really been it for the longest time. In terms of how we started, I guess we'd kind of have to start back to, when I played college baseball at Utah.
Yeah.
Rode a lot of pine. I was third string catcher for most of my career, but I loved it. A lot of people are like, don't go D1 because you're not going to play. Go to a JUCO where you can play. I kind of took the opposite approach where, I probably knew I wasn't going to be a pro player.
Yeah.
I wanted that fun experience. I wanted to travel. I wanted to go play at big schools and like riding the pine. And I really enjoyed that. A lot of people are going to disagree and say, I wasn't a real competitor, but I thought it was so fun, man. Some of my best friends are from those teams and I loved it. But that's really kind of where I cemented my, baseball identity. And when you graduate, college after playing baseball your whole life, you kind of get left in the situation where, man, I don't have a lot of skills.
Yeah.
I know baseball really, really well and everything about it, but like there's not a lot of translatable career skills here. So I got kind of some cop-out marketing job and rode that out for a little bit. And eventually I moved back to my hometown in Oregon. And my brother was like a freshman in high school at that point. And
this is JT.
JT,
yeah,
the legend. Yeah, he plays at Louisiana right now. Check him out this year. He's the man. But so he's getting ready to go through that whole like high school, college baseball process also. So I get to help him out. I'm throwing in BP all day. It's like my first time in 3-4 years that I got back into baseball. And I like, it's just that fire within me just lit up again. Cause it's like, as a baseball guy, your whole life, it's like, this is what I was born to be.
Oh yeah.
And it's really hard to let that go. Right. Because it's just really who you are. Like I always tell people like I grew up in 2 of the best ski areas in the Pacific Northwest. I've never skied in my life because every weekend, baseball. Like I didn't really play other sports. I didn't ever really like skateboard or nothing, like just baseball all the time.
Yep.
So it was like my only skill. So I got back into it. I started hitting with John. Like he would throw me BP also. And he was getting really good. And I was like, man, I got to get back into this somehow. So I remember this very vividly. On the notes section of my iPhone, I had a note titled Baseball Business Ideas.
Okay.
And for the most part, it was like hitting lessons. And I hate hitting lessons. Bro.
Yep.
Coaching in general, I've personally, a lot of people are really good at it. It takes a specific, like a special gifted person to coach. It's not me.
Yeah.
I don't like coaching very much for whatever reason. I love the kids, but coaching is just difficult. Like potentially opening a baseball facility, but that's like inherently coaching also.
Yep.
Opening a baseball sporting goods store. Okay. That was one that like really stood out to me that like, I'd love to do that, man. That'd be an awesome little kind of mom and pop shop baseball bat store.
Yep.
I even bought the domain, the baseball bat store. And like, if OGs of the channel really remember, our first like 2 videos ever back in like the summer of 2019 were actually under the YouTube channel name Baseball Bat Store.
Okay.
So I wanted to open a baseball sporting goods store. And that was like kind of the idea. We were like selling bats from 2014 on eBay for like $30. It was crazy. Yeah. So that was like one of the first ideas. And in the process of making some of those old bat videos, just like, because it was fun. Like we weren't making money on it. I bought the bat for $40 and sold it for $30. You know what I mean? So in the process of that, we posted a couple videos to YouTube, and I've even shown a couple of them before, but they're like terrible, right? It's like I didn't know how to edit a video. So it's like all one take, 90 seconds, and we just redo it until we get a few good hits in a row.
Yep.
And those would get posted on YouTube, and I'd look back like 2 months after posting them, I'd forget about them, and they would have a lot of views, like 5,000 views, and like really positive comments like, you guys are legit. Can you review this bat? Can you review the new Louisville's coming out with a new bat called the Meta Prime?
Yeah.
Like, or the Prime 918 from Louisville Slugger. Like, can you guys look at that? Can you guys look at the new Rawlings Quattro? Like, all right, these bats are really expensive. I don't know how we're going to do it. We got this local sporting goods store to let us demo like a couple like of the new DeMarini bats for free.
Okay.
If we shouted them out in the video that might get like 50 views. Yes. Like we don't know if it's going to be good yet. So then we try like our first ever bat review. And it was the Meta Power. It's a horrible video. It's terrible. And I think it's still up. If not, I'll make sure I get it off of unlisted and put it back on YouTube. But I'm literally in my backyard recording the front facing camera on my like 2017 MacBook and like unboxing the bat. We do this terrible review with terrible baseballs inside a cage, bad lighting, weird angle, but we're having so much fun. What a lot of people don't understand is like baseball bats is like really actually my favorite thing in the world, and it always has been.
I think people understand that.
Well,
now.
Yeah, but like it's actually like
you could tell. Yeah,
since I was a kid, like that's actually just like some people it's Pokemon cards, some people it's sports betting.
Yeah,
for me it's baseball bats. I think it's so cool.
Yeah,
and I just really nerd out about it. So I think from that first video, people really picked up on our passion and like, oh, these guys really, really are genuine about wanting to dive into this and giving us good info.
Oh yeah.
So honestly, from the first review, it kind of popped off, and that's when the idea clicked in that notes section of baseball business ideas. Like I had probably 8 ideas on there, and I was really stretching with a lot of them. And then one that wasn't even on there was create a baseball bat review YouTube channel. I was like, yo, this might be the move.
Yeah.
So from that point, we changed the name of the YouTube channel from Baseball Bat Store to like, what are we going to change it to? Like, I don't know. I was asking around with like my siblings and like the baseball bat guys. That was an actual recommendation.
Yeah.
And I think it was my sister Maggie who said, what about the baseball bat brothers? And then I was like, bros.
Yeah.
The baseball bat bros. Because we were literally brothers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Me and JT are brothers. I'm 9 years older than him. And bam, there it is. Like, and we started posting videos.
Yeah.
And every one of them like did really well for like the last 4.5 years.
I know. Yeah. I remember that. I remember seeing you guys. I think it was, it would have been like 2020.
Yeah.
Was when it really came onto our radar.
Probably spring 2020 is when it like popped off.
Because it's like, whoa, there's just a new channel that's dedicated to like exactly what we do. We are just bats. Yeah. Like all we do is bats. Like all we talk about in meetings are bats. We go to like all these things and you guys just pop up and it's like, wow, they're just out there. You could tell how much fun it was.
Yeah.
Because you see some of these others out there and I tell people, because they'll ask me on Instagram, they'll be like, hey, like, how do I get in? And how do I want to blow up like the Bat Bros? And I go, well, the biggest key is like, you have to do something you love. Like truly, people will be able to tell if it's fabricated.
Yeah.
If you're not being authentic and you're coming across as, you know, I'm just doing this because I've seen it work from somebody else.
Yeah. You're
missing the boat. You're missing it entirely. You guys, you know, you and your brother collided at like a perfect time.
Yeah.
He's still playing. You're wanting to play with him. You're wanting to show him and join on this journey that, you know, he's currently on. It's this fun, you know, some of the most fun years of your life. And it just so happened that there was a niche in the market that needed to be filled.
Yeah.
And it was somebody to get really passionate and to be really passionate and just show that and to be honest.
Yeah.
Because as you probably recall, Logan and I used to review bats and we'd do videos, but we had some of our, you know, shoes tied a little bit of what we could and couldn't say because we have relationships with the vendors.
Yeah.
You guys are completely outside of the industry. You come in and you just say, hey, you know, this bat's not that great.
Yeah.
I don't like this bat for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Or I love this bat, even though it's only $100 bat. And I love it even more because of that.
Yeah. And
there's so much honesty from you guys.
Exactly. We knew right away, like, if this is gonna like be something that people actually trust, like we need to talk to people as if we were talking to them like face to face. Like if someone pulls us aside in the dugout and says like, yo, like, what do you really think of this bat? Like our answer to them needs to be the exact same as what we're telling 100,000 people or whatever on YouTube.
So good.
And you know, back to what you were saying in terms of like us falling into this opportunity, like I really like used to think that like, man, really just right place at the right time. And there's a lot of that, you know, it's like we were just so lucky to be the people that happened to do it at the right time. And just, you know, so much luck and fate fell into it. It's like anybody could have done it in the right place at the right time. But like, I've finally kind of, you know, realized over
that's
time.
That's not the case.
But I mean, there's some of that. Some of that's true. But like, we really geek out about this stuff and we love it. And I really feel like we were meant to do this.
100%.
And I'm really kind of proud that, you know, I'm very grateful that we get to do it.
Yeah.
Really proud what we've made of it. But like, yeah, it's pretty special to feel like, you know, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know? So it just drives us to keep doing it better. And the support from people, the fact that people see that we're genuinely passionate about it and we're actually being honest about it.
Yeah.
And the support that people give us through that lens is awesome. Keeps us going. So it's been a fun ride, man. And like, just because it's what I like to do and it's my passion. Like, we're going into season 5 right now. It's January 2024 and I'm as stoked as I was in 2020. So
that's so good. I mean, you're on the right track. Now I tend to think of myself as like a cool uncle. Like, I've got nephews and like I do these things with them and I like hook them up with bats and whatnot. But like, none of that compares to when they asked me, they were like, do you know Will Taylor? I was like, yeah, I know Will Taylor. I was like, I have his phone number. And they were like, oh, and it's just like, are you
FaceTime him right now?
I was like, this guy, like at that point, and I think that was like 2022 or something. I was like, oh, Will he's a bona fide superstar. And once you get up to Omaha, like we've had those booths up there for routine up in Omaha and we've had the meet and greets, like being up there and working those booths and seeing the way kids like light up at the idea of meeting you. You're like a celebrity.
I know that part's kind of weird. I don't love the celebrity aspect of it very much.
Yeah.
Just because it interferes with your life a lot. And also I feel like it distracts from like the brand itself sometimes. I think like we've done an awesome thing and we're in an amazing spot right now where it's like the community of like the baseball bat bros and what the brand represents is like really what people like.
Yeah.
Like honestly, in comparison to a lot of other content creators, like I'm personally like I'm pretty small time compared to like what the channel is, which is exactly what I want. Like,
yes, of course.
The brand is what's valuable and the brand is what people love. Which is awesome.
Okay. So I do want to talk about bats here. We've got you here. You've swung so many bats. How many swings do you think you took last year?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, I guess if I would say however many swings you see on camera, I'd probably take double that in the video and then probably double that in warmups. So let's do some math real quick.
Yeah.
We did 60 videos last year and it was a light year. I did less videos. I did better videos and less videos. So
good.
It was a light year. Let's say like we've got 30 swings in the video. Probably 60 swings were taken in that video. Probably 120 total swings were taken for prep and warm up. Sorry, for like prep and warm up. And then 120 times 60.
7,200.
Oh, is that right? Attaboy.
No. Yes. Yeah.
7,200.
7,200.
Yeah, 7,000 swings a year, which honestly, like, is probably way less than an actual pro baseball player or something. I can warm up pretty quick these days.
Okay.
And I face a pretty similar pitching setup most of the times when I hit. So I don't have to do quite as much training to like stay grooved as like a real player would. So people think I hit more than I do.
Yeah.
But I reserve.
I would have thought that number was higher.
Yeah. I reserve a lot of my swings for the camera just so I can not absolutely wear myself out, especially like the blisters on my hands. Like you can kind of see I have like because I switch hit, I have like the little calluses on both palms. Yeah. So a lot of it is making sure I manage my workload and because I want to be able to, feel comfortable swinging.
Yeah. And you want to give each bat an honest review.
Exactly. And make sure I can swing the same effort for every swing with every bat and everything. So yeah, not that much. And also I switch my swings up between lefty and righty a lot these days. So staying fresh.
Love it. That's genius. Have you always switched it?
Yeah. Since I was like 11. And then I kind of lost it in the early Bat Bros days. And recently, just like in the last year, I've kind of got it back. So in 2024, you'll see a lot more lefty will than you ever have. I've even put it in like review videos a couple times this year already. Which has been sick, yeah.
Man.
Busted out in home run derbies every now and then.
A switch hitting catcher?
It's just a nice flex, yeah.
A switch hitting catcher. Like
that's how I got myself into Utah.
You could do anything. I'm telling you,
as a player, I was pretty mid. Like I was okay.
Yeah.
But like I think I was the worst player on my team at Utah. But the fact that I was a switch hitting catcher, like that kept me on the team,
It is kind of cool. Like a backup catcher is different than like a backup like third baseman.
Yeah, it's like a backup quarterback. It's vital.
And you get to catch pins and you get to like still be
it's very active. You're not just sitting the bench. I actually never sat the bench.
Well, like in between innings.
I was catching bullpens the entire game.
Yeah.
Warming up the pitcher in between innings. Like
you're part of it.
It's very busy. Exactly. I think it was a better position to ride pine in than just about any other position. Because like I had a very active role in the game.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Honestly, it comes off the bat hotter, new out of the wrapper or broken in than any composite bat I've swung in the last 5 years.
That's wild.
Like I'm really, really serious about that. And I challenge anybody to test that.